Welcome back to the KASH Talk podcast, a multi-passionate common space for all things mental health, mental wellness, and more. I'm Kiana, aka KASH.
I'm Ham Van Dam, aka me.
And welcome back.
Yes. Thank you once again for tuning in to the KASH Talk pod. Once again, we are brought to you by Smooth Family Entertainment and the Smooth Family Network. You can follow us everywhere at Smooth Family ENT, and you can follow the podcast and everything KASH Community at _KASH CO
on Twitter and Instagram.
Yes. And you can follow me everywhere at Frostman Guru. This was a good week. I feel like we had a great episode last week.
It was fun.
It definitely was. Am I the asshole? I might just be. And we definitely had a couple of people that were the assholes last week.
Well, no, the people they were talking about were the assholes.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Except the last one. That was the iffy one.
That was kind of iffy.
Like, yeah, you're the asshole for blocking them, but you weren't the asshole for feeling your feelings. But yeah, even if y'all didn't like it, we liked it. But we heard great things.
Yes, indeed.
Hopefully we can do more of those, and maybe we'll find some more that is like challenging for us, because those were obvious.
Yeah, they were. We could definitely revisit it. Maybe even make it a segment where we do one per episode. We'll think about it. But yeah, I thought it was a great episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was good content, great content. So if you guys haven't listened to that one yet, make sure you go check that one out.
Yep. And if you have any suggestions for shows or want to submit your own Am I the Asshole posts, remember that you can email us at kashcotalks@gmail.com.
Yes, indeed. All right. So we are moving on to this week. This is episode 6. I'm excited.
How many episodes we do a season again?
We don't have a
we don't really have a number. Last season was what, 10?
It was 10. But
yeah, let's see where we take it this season.
Yes, indeed.
It's all about the vibes. But last episode, we didn't really preview it. It came up naturally. And that was to stop taking yourself so seriously.
It is. And as someone who takes himself not serious enough.
Well, I think it depends with you.
It does?
Yeah. But we'll get into that because that's, don't want to jump the gun. But basically this week we want to talk about like just slowing down. And I think this is perfect because I recently started doing this. So like it came up naturally last week and I was just like, oh wow, like look at this natural alignment, I guess. But it's just to take some time, take it slow and understand that, you gotta start having fun. You gotta create joy in your life. We're not living to work, we're working to live.
I guess.
Yeah, we're not living to just go to work. We're working so we could use that money to live our actual lives.
That makes sense.
Yes. What do you mean, I guess? Did you not break it down?
It didn't break down in my brain quick enough. Yeah, I agree. I thoroughly agree. Like I said, someone who probably should take himself a little bit more seriously. I live by the mantra that you can't take yourself too seriously, especially me personally in the music business and the entertainment business. It's so many people that are putting on these faces and putting on these masks. And once you kind of get past all of that, you're like, you're just kind of like me. You're just kind of showing, I don't even want to say insecurities, but you're kind of showing kind of what, I don't know, even want to say flaws, but yeah, kind of like your flaws in a different way. And that kind of helps me. That always helps me because I'll be like, all right, so everybody in here is either taking themselves way too seriously or taking themselves not serious enough. And the balance lies somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
And I guess how I see it is like, I understand you. This is where I think you differ, like from the outside looking in on you. I believe you take yourself too seriously.
That's interesting.
And that's because I see not taking yourself seriously a little differently, because I think of it as separating your work self and your true self. And I see it as like, I don't see you doing things that like are pure just for fun. Everything you do, you've thought of, and it's like calculated kind of.
This is true. I do live a calculated life.
So that's what I mean. Like, stop doing that. Do it sometimes where it fits, but like loosen up, like buy yourself some stuff, like, you know, pursue more hobbies, try different things. That's what I mean.
I mean, that makes sense. I do need some new hobbies.
Well, that's not, I wasn't just shitting on you. I was using it as an example of how I view it. Yeah, like you gave yours and that was just mine.
I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. Like I said, to keep the conversation in terms of like finding things to do, and finding things in which life is not as serious. And I get what you say in terms of like, I do a lot of things calculated. Like my life is, I got to do this. I got to have a schedule. I got to do this, that, and the third, because that kind of keeps it structured for me. Like it keeps the structure in general helps me. But in terms of like trying to find something that brings a level of peace, a level of like joy, like we talk about it often, and I'm pretty sure you're going to talk about it soon, but I like to play video games. Like that's something that I like to do. And I've even recognized when I'm playing video games, like it's not me being in a competitive space anymore like I was when I was younger, because I used to play with my friends and I used to be like, oh, this, that, and the third, let's play 2K, let's play FIFA, let's play Call of Duty and stuff like that. Now I'm in here losing my mind because I'm losing in FIFA, but I'm not super pressed about losing. Like it's like whatever. And that helps. It helps a lot, because me dealing with the pressure of having like the pressure of giving like peer pressure to myself or peer pressure with my friends, like that puts like a different level of stress, I would say. Like it gets tough.
Yeah. So you kind of just explained what I was going towards, but I was going to ask, like, are you doing this now? And if you feel like you're not doing it, what would that change be? But for me, I guess that change recently came because I was taking myself too seriously, when I kind of made work consume my life, because now I work from home. So obviously, like, you don't know how our apartment is set up, but we live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and like our living room is divided in half of like our office spaces, our living space, and you know, the whole open concept thing is in all these new apartments. So the kitchen is here too, and it's just one big room. So I feel like this is all my workspace, and it like for the last almost 3 months, that's like how it felt, and I couldn't turn it off. So recently I just started looking up stuff, like different things I can do that I guess don't bring any brain power to the table. Like I don't really have to think much. Well, I thought so until I started some of them. Like I don't have to think much. It's kind of just like letting like my brain like calm down a little bit, because it's always going. So like I got a Switch and I started playing like Cozy Grove. I started playing Cozy Grove, which is like an Animal Crossing, I guess. Just a little different, less thinking. Like Animal Crossing, I felt like I was in debt all the time. So like I was stressed because you got to pay Tom Nook. But like with Cozy Grove, it's like I don't even have to worry about changing tools, because it's like when you want a shovel, you just click A and the shovel just magically appears. Like it's there. It don't break like in Animal Crossing. And then like I got like, you know, just like fun games like Fall Guys. Like, yeah, like that's kind of competitive, but I don't really care. There's so many people on the screen that it doesn't really matter. And then I started playing Dreamlight Valley, which is currently stressing me out. So I don't know how long that's going to last. it's too many quests, and it's just so much. I've been Googling stuff. Like, I'm like, how do you...
Don't tell him that.
How do you do this? But it's a good game, but it's just, it's a little more thinking into it. But I found that, like, I'm finding that medium where it's like, okay, instead of like sitting, like just sitting around on my phone scrolling, doing nothing with this time, why don't I do something I enjoy doing in this time? Because I'm literally on TikTok watching people do things they enjoy. So it's weird.
I don't want to skip over the fact that you got a Nintendo Switch. I want you really to kind of give the people a little bit.
There's no story behind it.
No. There's a story. I mean, we sat here. You laid out all the pros and the cons.
Well, yeah, because it was going to be an impulse buy.
So it was an impulse buy, but it was a good one. So Cash, obviously, she came and asked me what I thought about her getting a Switch, and she's spoken about this,
I guess, for 2 years,
multiple occasions for the past 2 years.
For context, Shane has a Switch.
I do, and it's easily one of my greatest purchases I've ever made.
So now we have 2 in the house.
Yes. So she's been talking about this for the past 2 years. She was going to get the Switch Lite, which is the handheld version, but
he talked me out of it.
I did not talk you out of anything. You talked yourself into getting.
No, you told me, like, well, you going to want to play it on the TV? That's talking me out of it. I was like, oh yeah, like. That's
a question.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, we sat here, we laid out the pros and the cons. And I would love for you to talk about the new cozy era that you're about.
Yes, that's the aesthetic that I finally clung to.
Yes.
The aesthetics, this soft girl or whatever, that girl, this soft life. I did like the soft life thing, but it was just like too much. Just like whatever. I like the concept behind it, but the execution was classist. It was very elitist and cringe, but yes, all of them really are. But that girl, the soft life. What else was there? The hustle culture, that's one too. LLCs, like there was all these like trends and waves of like pockets that you could fit in.
But you were cozy Cash.
You just jumped to the gun. I'm giving the story. I'm warming up to it.
I destroyed the build-up.
Yeah. Jeez. I was like, yes, I picked that one. Thanks, Shane. But that's because, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm in therapy. I think therapy is a great tool if you can't afford it. If you can't afford it, there are some options, that may be a little more affordable, like Open Path Collective. You pay like a subscription and, you could negotiate your rate with a therapist, with a provider. So I'm not, not sponsored or anything, but that's what I used to get my therapist. And like, I've got over, like, I basically told her full stop on this, like, inner child healing.
Yes.
Because I think I needed inner teen healing. Because these are like everything that I'm picking up as like, oh, I think I really want to do this. I think I really want to like learn more about that. It's stuff that I talked about as a teenager, but didn't really have the resources to do it, or like not even the support, but like I grew up in a Ghanese family. Like they'd be like, this is skunk. What is this? They're like, what?
I hear you. I tell the story of my mother losing my DS when she hid it from me, and I never got it back.
And see, like when I was like in high school and middle school, I had a SP, I had a DS. So like I've been into games. It's just like, when you get like, what was like hot when I was in high school? A PSP, I guess. My mom wasn't buying me no PSP.
Hilarious fact, I still have my PSP. It's literally to the left of me. It doesn't work anymore. It just stays in this little white drawer. And it's been there for like 10 years.
He's holding on to his team.
It's nasty work.
And here I am trying to get it back. But it's just kind of like, I don't know, like fulfilling that part of my life now. I think I've done the work with the like things I needed to unpack in like my childhood, I guess. And now I'm like working on the things that I want to unpack in my teenage years. Like even just thinking about my 30th birthday, granted that's like 2 years from now, I'm just like, the type of party I want to have, it's like a teenage dream. Obviously, I'm not going to say what the party is now because, like,
yes,
no. But yeah, it's like just something that I'm like, dang, like it's crazy how life comes like kind of full circles, but you know, the circle's not full yet because like
yet.
I'm not that old.
It makes sense. Man, it makes sense. Just dang, I lost my train of thought, but because you was kind of cooking it, I ain't want to let you stop. But yeah, I think that we have had, like you said, I deem us as successful adults. Adulting is hard. It's difficult. It's annoying. It's expensive. But I think we have figured out a good way to, I don't even want to say survive being an adult, but
we
kind of maintain adulting.
Being...
navigating it the right way. And I think that sometimes we get so like locked in, like you said earlier, like locked into being an adult and making sure that we don't fail at being an adult, that we sometimes get away from like those things that give us serenity, that give us peace, and that you know ultimately helps our mental health over and over. Like, and sometimes we because we are adults, we think, oh, that's like childish, or that's like,
oh, I tell myself that all the time. Like, I'm like, well, I'm playing Disney game.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So that's crazy you said that, right? Because like I told you, I bought a Switch because everyone who knows me as from a young boy is that he knows I love like Mario and Luigi. Like, those are my guys. Like, I have an Xbox. I had a PlayStation, but I've had a Nintendo 64 my entire life, and everything I've ever played was Mario and Luigi. So obviously Nintendo Switch, like, that's more of a like, I'm not gonna say it's like it's more, they're marketed more towards like younger children and stuff like that. So like,
I know toddlers with Switches.
Yeah, you know,
they
so
watching YouTube.
You like really, but that's what I'm saying. Like, unless you like a really core Nintendo fan like me, like who really likes Mario and Luigi, you're not really buying that. You have DK better options in
Pokemon
Xbox.
People be buying it.
Pokemon too, and Sonic and stuff like that. But like, we have to be able to get past that area of like, all right, am I really about to sit here and play like a child's game and change that mindset to like, I like this. Like, this is what I like to do. Like, so why am I going to deprive myself of something that's going to bring me joy, that's going to bring me, you know, a good 3 hours of just reprieve where you don't have to think about everything. Like that's why I play video games. I don't really like, every time I play video games, I'm like, all right, I don't want to do this. I remember like I was scheduling time, like, all right, I need to play for like an hour and a half just to get my mind off stuff. And it helps. And I think not taking yourself so seriously to the point where you are overthinking these things. Like,
it consumes you before you even make the decision.
Yeah,
they have nothing to do with you.
You wanted to switch. It was an impulse buy, DK, but you wanted it. Like, that's what you wanted. You thought that this would be something that you would like to do. And even if it's something that lasts you 3 months, 4 months, like, are you going to put a value on something that makes you like able to like reprieve and stuff like that? And there may be times where you don't play the Switch for like a month or two. Like, I don't play my Switch all the time, but when I do, I like playing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like finding these things, and it don't have to just be video games.
No, like another example, I guess, that I would say is like books. So a lot of, when I started, so I've been reading since a kid, middle school, you know, Nancy Drew's, Hardy Boys, like Twilight, Evermore.
Oh, you about to get in the bag.
Yeah, right, like Meg, you know, all of them people. I used to read all of that when I was a kid, in teenager, high school. And then when I became an adult, I had this weird notion that self-help books, I got to read self-help books. I got to read improvement books, finance books, textbooks. I got to learn.
And the truth is, them books is
boring. And like, don't get me wrong, there's some that are like, I've read some like good, like time management books or like engagement books about getting your life together, and the way they present the content is a little like zesty because, you know, we could cuss.
Yes.
But I like, that's not even just self-help books too. I had this idea that I had to read like new age adult, like contemporary adults, like adult books. And I'm like, I like YA fantasy. Like,
that's your bag.
I like, that's books that I like. And do I think that and the reason is adult fantasy be doing too much. Like, it's just too many words, too many scenarios. And maybe it's like a development thing. Cause I know, people gonna be like, well, you just can't understand the Guess what? Young adult fantasy books just speak to me. Yeah. They're like, they give me some type of comfort. It has nothing to do with like having to understand the words and the characters and all these plots. No, it doesn't have to be complex to enjoy something.
I agree.
It doesn't have to teach you nothing. Like,
even with books, even when you were younger though, like you could recognize that. Like, so the funny thing is that I don't read like books that often anymore. Like, I'm more into reading like articles and stuff. Like, I read stuff on my phone a lot. But when I was younger, and you could ask my mama, Lisa Marie Caston.
You just put her whole name out there.
You could let her know. She would let you know. I used to read books in the tub, like legit, like for like an hour and a half, sitting in the tub reading books. That's how obsessed I was with books. I used to read all the Pokemon books when they used to drop. I used to read all the Hardy Boys books. That's how I really started liking like whodunits and Sherlock and stuff like that. I feel like that love for me has kind of for books has kind of transferred into television, and that sounds like really strange.
No, it doesn't.
But like
the book adaptation.
Yeah, but like the way my brain works is that I'm a visual learner. Like even like books, I had to read for me to like the book, like it had to be a certain level of font. Like I couldn't do like the tiny font. Like I
do that too. Yeah,
I couldn't do it. It was nasty work. Like so like. Even like the Hardy Boys appealing to me, Goosebumps appealing to me because it was like the font was nice and stuff like that. And now it's like on television and I could look at it and go, yo, I read that book. Like those are stuffs that I like.
And you watch all that stuff now, not like Hardy Boys and stuff, but like Batman.
Yeah,
like,
I watch Batman. I watch Scooby-Doo. Like
a lot of Scooby-Doo. Do not watch that new one. Don't watch it.
the new what?
The new Velma. Don't watch it. Don't do it.
That you give it.
Don't do it.
A non-endorsement. It's
the
not
endorsing.
Scooby. There's no Scooby in there.
Oh yeah, there's only Shaggy.
Yeah, but yeah, we gotta definitely continue to do stuff that we want to do.
And I think it like this ties into like why it's important. We spoke about why it's important because you got to bring that joy. You got to give yourself that mental break and things like that. But it's also like getting out of that mindset of romanticizing labor, kind of being like, I grind hard. I work 12 hours this week overtime. Da, 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 da. Okay, you made all that money. You don't have no time to spend it. You're tired. You're burnt out. You're miserable. You're in a bad mood. Like you didn't eat properly. Like all of that happens when you're just on go.
I agree. And I think that comes from, I don't want to say jealousy, but like, it's kind of just looking at other people's blessings and like thinking like, oh man, that should be me to stand in third. Like you projecting and stuff like that. Like
in what sense? What do you mean?
So like, I think that like hustle culture and like romanticizing labor, like the fact that people love to work. Yes, I agree. Like, those are people like they like.
You mean that there are people that love to work? I was like, no.
No, it's not generally. People don't generally love to work, but
okay.
There are people that love work. Like you love what you do. It's not really work.
That exists. But those are like those people that like that ties into what brings them joy or their passions, blah blah blah, because their career is aligned with their like. Yeah.
And I agree to that to a certain extent. But there's also a delegation of people that are working hard.
And still broke like us.
Yes, but it's not bringing them any joy. And like they're romanticizing the labor part of it because they understand. They're more so romanticizing the money part of it. But like you said, if you going to work and then you're not going to have no time to spend the money. And I feel like that you always have to have a balance for that because like we want to go on vacations and stuff like that all the time, right? Like we talk about it often. And it's like, if we work, we got good jobs, this and a third. But if we don't sit here and schedule like a time, like, all right, we're going to go on vacation and every year, 2 times a year, there's like no excuses. Like it has to be twice a year. Like if it's the last 2 years, if it's the last 2 weeks of the year, we're going to do it that way. We have to be able to find those times. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I guess you're just saying like finding the time to actually don't work too hard where you can't even find the time to fit the joy in.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, obviously.
And that ties into taking yourself too seriously. Yes. Because if you take yourself too seriously, you're going to continue to work. No, Rihanna.
You're at that point, you're kind of like working to fill the goals of like your job or like your boss, your supervisor, because you're too busy, like you're consumed in that. And it's not until you realize like, yo, I don't really care. Like,
that's a tough part to get to, dude.
And I'm almost there where I'm like, this is my job and I'm doing my job. All this extra stuff that you are putting towards me, I don't care. Like, you do it then.
Yeah. Because if I continue to take this seriously, that's going to be me not taking, like, if I continue to take this seriously, that means I can't take myself as unserious as I need to. Like, it gets too much.
Yeah, like I become too consumed. And it's like, I did what I'm supposed to do and that should be okay.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's not that deep because you should also be doing what you're supposed to be doing and then going about your business afterwards. Nice. Like, okay, I completed this task. Doop. All right, time to have fun. Instead of like thinking like, oh, tomorrow I have to, prep for this and I gotta give this paper to somebody. Like, it's just too much. Like, yeah. And as someone who's in school, working full time, trying to be consistent with cash, even though it's a little hard. Like, it's just, and we're planning a wedding and like, we're trying to plan vacations. Like, there's a lot going on and it's hard to find time to like not take myself seriously because I feel I have that guilt where I'm sitting down and I'm like, oh, I'm playing the game for like 2 hours, but I could have been doing homework. Oh, I'm playing the game for 2 hours, but I could have cleaned the house. Like, you have those moments and it's understanding that it's okay to stop.
It is.
It's okay to be like, I cannot do this today because I did this all week and it's too much. It's even okay to be like, I did nothing all week and I want to just continue to do nothing. Like, it's okay as long as there's like a point where you like find yourself easing into like the bare minimum and then completing like, you can't just do nothing forever, but like you need to at least get like the basics done. But it's okay to take a week off of everything. Yeah. It's okay to like be like, you know what? I'm going to do the bare minimum at work. Hopefully that like, if that's applicable to your job, depending on what you do. Yeah, if you're a doctor, please don't do that. Or like an engineer, architects, like depending on what your job is. If you can do like the bare minimum, because a lot of us are above and beyonders. If you can do the bare minimum, just check in, check out, do your tasks, and get home and then do all the tasks you want, like for yourself. Yeah, I think that's a good balance.
I agree. I just think that I'm not about to be stressed out. Like that's
I'm not bringing work home with me.
I'm not about to be stressed out.
Or outside stress. In general,
even the concept of bringing things home, like I'm not, the concept of not bringing things home, like I'm not bringing work stress home. I'm not bringing like
friend stress
home, like
family.
Yeah. Like home and defining home as like your inner peace and your inner sanctum, your sanctuary, yada, 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 whatever you want to call it. Like keep that energy away far away. Anyway, so moving on. I apologize. So what are some ways we could do this?
We said a couple, like finding
But in terms of like you said, finding hobbies, that don't turn into some sort of income, because I'm good for that. I'm good for trying to find something that can make money.
Yeah,
find
and
something
that's me with the Switch. I was like, I could stream one day and we could make some money. I'm like, no, girl, just play the damn game. Like, and it's like that. It's okay to not make everything freaking work or income. Like, yes, that is good. Turn your passions into income. Da 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 da. But just enjoy things, because guess what? Now every time if I were to stream, I turn on my Switch. I'm like, oh, I gotta log into Twitch today. And I got to read all these messages.
It'll become a job.
Yeah, like, no, like, just enjoy what you do. If that's paint. And I know some people, like, commission their work because that's how they make money. But, like, make only a certain type of painting style commission work, you know? Like, try to work it where something is just for you. Like, it's okay to be selfish. Make things just for you.
Even to just piggyback off of that, and like I said, I'm very, very good for trying to make things into the income, just off the simple fact that that's just how my brain works. In terms of how I think I could find hobbies that tie right into it, like I said, I play video games. There was a time when I was in college that we would meet up and do like Mario Party meetups and stuff like that. I even spoke with a couple of my friends like, yo, we should probably do like Mario Kart 8 nights and stuff like that, where we're all kind of just hanging out. And yeah, we probably try to stream it and whatnot, but that's just because that's what everybody else does. But more so just for the community. And I think that's important as well. Mainly because that helps, that kind of reminds me a lot of the times of how I don't need to take myself so seriously. I do find sometimes when I'm around my friends, or at least conversing with my friends, even in the group chat and stuff like that, when we're talking about the hottest topics in pop culture, I tend to be a little bit more loose, and I tend to be a little bit more like jokey and this, that, and the third. And I find that helps. So taking that and understanding, like, maybe I need to be able to hang out with my friends a little bit more. I know me and Breezy and Zach were talking about trying to do like pool nights and stuff like that. Not swimming pool, but like,
I'm like, what?
You know, going to the bar and, you know, being around
men, I guess. I don't know.
No, not. It doesn't necessarily have to be
like,
men.
you just name them. I'm like, damn, you just kicked all the girlfriends out. No, that's our couple crew, and he just only talked about the boyfriends. And I'm like, wow, fuck us.
I'm a fiance.
Well, yeah, but still, that's the couple crew.
Just saying, I'm a fiance.
I'll hang out with Christine and Abby by herself.
No, But even still, like, even when we was doing the game nights and stuff like that, where we was having fun doing Uno and stuff like that, you know, just having that energy around all the time, where it kind of helps each other. Like, it helps us not be so, like,
uptight, I guess. I don't know.
And stuff. I don't even want to say uptight, but, like, you know,
I don't know. It's kind of like a
schedule.
session, like, for the girls' side of the conversation, because we do branch off when this happens. We have, like, group conversations, and then we branch off.
That's hilarious.
And then it branches, and then those conversations. So it starts out with everybody talking together, and then the girls go one place, the guys go another place, and then the guys break off to groups, and the girls also break off to groups.
There's also opportunities when the dogs are involved.
Yeah, the dogs are involved, or there's like, sometimes one person is just not involved. They're just like on their phone. So like, it's always like weird, but they're all conversations that we also get time to like de-stress, where we're sharing like some of the issues that we are having and how we're working towards fixing those. Well, at least in the girls. And like Abby and I would talk about like books that we're reading, and then like Christine would give a suggestion about something that she's doing. So it's like, you're also learning other ways, or picking up other hobbies. For instance, like Abby goes rock climbing. I was supposed to go with her, but like that's a hobby that she picked up, and then she's like, oh, if you're ever interested in trying, like, I can bring you as a guest. So that's something. Or like I picked up Pilates and I was like,
Pilatiana.
if you're ever interested in trying, you can come as my guest. So, like I don't know, like that community also helps you like kind of, I don't know, venture out into new things.
It allows you to like break the routine. Cause I feel like as somebody who loves structure, like I love structure. Like to the point where I didn't even recognize it. But it's somebody who loves structure that allows you to like break the routine where it's like, all right, we got something to look forward to. And that sounds like we old and stuff like that. But
yeah,
no,
but still like during work, you're tired.
But you have to understand as well, like when we go to work and we go to like full days of work be like a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like, when I come home, sometimes I just want to lay on the couch and do nothing. When you done with work at 5, or sometimes when you done with school at 8, you want to do nothing, like, and just stroll in TikTok. And yeah, that's like good for us occasionally, but just to break that routine, like, all right, we hanging out with our friends, or we're gonna do a game night, or the guys are going to the bar, or the girls are going charcuterie eating and whatnot, like
charcuterie.
Yeah, or like.
It's just something to do during the week that it's like, it doesn't feel like Monday through Friday is just work.
Yeah. And even as we
like when we did Thursdays we used to go to trivia night.
We did used to go to trivia night. That was fun. But yeah, and I was saying like, even as we break the mold, break the routine in our own personal lives, like if we're not even talking about being around our friends, you buying the Switch is breaking the routine, because so now you have something new to introduce to your routine. Yeah. That keeps your routine fresh. That keeps your routine like lively. That gives you something new to look forward to. Now, as the Nintendo Switch like grows and ingratiates itself into your routine, now you're gonna look for something else to bring something lively to. And I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Yeah. I think that when we continue to add, I want to crochet next. See, that's kind of swag. Like. When you add new things, like I'm thinking about getting into like my baking bag. Like I want to be
he said gonna make a cake. He gonna text me. Talk about I'm making a cake today. We got vanilla. I'm like, no. I'm like, ooh, he's baking a cake. Vanilla. He gonna provide the vanilla. Why this man come in here and made me a box cake? Talk about he baking today. Boy, you added an egg and some milk.
Let them know I also made a cheesecake for myself.
I don't eat that, so I wasn't really thinking about it. Out of sight, out of mind.
And I'm pretty sure it's good.
Maybe. I don't eat that. And then he had the nerve to make cheesecake muffins, and then knowing that I like muffins, and he's like, I made you a cake. I like muffins.
It's so tough.
Anyway.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to get into like finding things and adding new things into your routine, so that you feel like things are changing. Like you feel like things are like you keep it fresh, you keep it up to date. Like,
and you're kind of learning too. Like if that's your, like, you're learning you're acquiring new skills, I guess.
Yeah. And I think that especially me and you, like we thrive off like acquiring new skills. Like that's what we like to do. Like even subconsciously, we like to learn new things. Like I've noticed that, because sometimes you just be on TikTok or you be on YouTube and you're like, all right, I'm gonna try that. And when I come home, you're like, I'm trying something new. like that means that you like subconsciously you was like, I'm tired of having something the same old. Let me try something else.
Yeah. We watch cooking shows together, and we be like, what's her name?
Cartier.
Miss Cartier Brown.
Queen.
Yes. She be fucking it up in the kitchen. Girl. And they like, we made these like blue cheeseburgers from her. And we got our notes app out. Yep. And we like writing down all the stuff. That's where Shane wanted to make. Well, no, was it that you wanted like the cheesecake bars that she made?
Yeah.
Granola. Like, so that's what. And I truly think, because we always used to watch House Hunters, and we're like, let's like watch something else on this network. And we started watching cooking shows, and all of a sudden now Shane want to be a baker, but it's because every show she makes some type of dessert, and he's like, yo, I gotta make that look mad good.
I love dessert.
So like now that he got interested in baking, and that's because we just stepped out of our comfort zone, stopped watching the same damn shows that we always watch, and we found something new.
Yeah, and we not falling into the I don't even want to say societal norm, but we're not falling into like the cliches and stuff like, yo, oh, you watching a Food Network or you watching this, that, and the third? Which I'm not gonna lie, people give you more credit for watching HGTV and Food Network. There's more people. It's more of y'all out there than y'all want to admit.
Yeah,
there's a couple of y'all out there that y'all don't really want to admit that y'all out here watching HGTV.
Honestly, almost every person I know watches it. But that's also because I feel like a lot of the people I know, we have the same, a lot of the common interests.
This is true.
Like me and Abby sat down for like 5 hours watching this man clean rugs, dirty rugs. It was power washing rugs.
That's content.
But I was like, it's just satisfying to watch. And like, we just had snacks, we got high, and we watched him clean rugs. And that was great. Like, I was like, I had a great time. And then I came home and I was knocked out.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But it's like, just, it doesn't have to make sense. Like, it really does not. Like, it doesn't have to be that deep. It doesn't have to be that calculated.
Take the leap. Some of these hobbies, you never know who you. I always say, black people, if we took more leaps, we would be out here conquering the world. Like gymnastics, that should be a black.
It's
sport.
Funny because one of the YouTubers I watch, I mentioned her like several times on the last season. And I'm not even going to do it again because it's going to get fangirl. But I really enjoy her content. Black girl, she travels a lot, so that's one. She travels solo a lot, moves abroad a lot, and she just enrolled herself in a adult gymnastics class. And while I'm watching her video, she's like, I kept telling myself, oh, I'm 31. I can't be doing this. Like, I should have started this when I was a kid. Like, I'm an adult. Like, but then she went to the classes, like 50 other adults trying to do tumbles, like, and handstands and stuff. And it's like, there's a community in everything.
And that's why I love it. That's why I love community in general, because you literally can find a group of people of your common interest in anything you like to do. Like, it's insane. And if you take the leap, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that's just afraid to take the leap. Let me find the black men bakers class.
That would be cute.
That would be swag, right? Oh, I'm about to get some content. Right? Yeah, let me find the black men's bakers class. Let's get jiggy.
Because I see black men chef, but I don't see a lot of black men baking.
I am on black man chef TikTok every day.
I don't know how I got there, but I'm also on there.
I'm on black man.
I think
chef
I'm just
TikTok.
on black cooking because I see all types of black people.
No, I'm. The funny thing is that I haven't seen black women chef TikTok yet, but black man chef TikTok, I'm all over. I'm following almost everybody.
I see a lot of, they that like queer, like my TikTok is also like more rounded. It's kind of, it's not even
well-rounded. Mine is all over the place.
His like Shane's TikTok is what TikTok wants all their people to be like.
Mine's is chaotic.
And I think mine is too curated because it's like very specific. Like, I don't see half the drama that y'all be talking about. I don't see half of anything that y'all be talking about because I only see my stuff. Like, I don't see any of that extra stuff.
That is hilarious. But yeah, like we said, find your hobby.
Give yourself grace.
Give yourself some grace. Don't take yourself too seriously. You might find out. You might got some skills.
Try it.
You might got some skills.
You like it. Like Yo Gabba Gabba said. Try it. You're gonna like it.
Not the Yo Gabba Gabba.
Listen,
reference.
Mason and Makai used to love Yo Gabba
Yo
Gabba.
Gabs.
Try it. You're gonna like it. And guess what? It's okay to talk about Yo Gabba Gabba. Me and Abby also almost watched Peppa Pig the other day. It's okay.
Big Peppa Stepper.
She's a bad bitch.
Big Peppa Stepper.
So please put some respect on Peppa's name. Anyway.
Yes, I think that's it. Are we done?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Episode 6?
Episode 6. Once again, for tuning in to the Cash Talk Pod. You could find us everywhere at _Cash Co. Join the community. We have fun over here.
Yes.
As you could see. We don't take ourselves too seriously.
We're trying.
Well, we're trying not to take ourselves
I'm like, don't lie to the people.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, you can follow us everywhere at _Cash Co. You can follow me everywhere at Frostmon Guru. And you can follow the network everywhere at Smooth Family ENT. Where can they send the funny stuff, the suggestions?
At Cash Co Talks. @gmail.com.
Yes. Send them there. We want your suggestions. Give us more fun stuff to do. Am I the asshole post?
Show reviews. Tell us what shows to watch. We watch literally almost anything. Do I like everything? No, but I'll watch it. I'll give it a try.
We have tried Weird Things.
Yeah.
before.
So like, no, like really. So just send us anything.
Yeah.
Like we really. Just
We have watched some strange
Velma.
things. Oh yeah, we did watch Velma. At least 2 episodes.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Like some things it's okay to give up, but you got to try it. You might like it. Anyway.
Yes, indeed. Hey, thank you guys. We will see you next week.
Hopefully.